Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to find the surface area of triangular prisms, 8.7b. Okay, so same way like we were doing the one for rectangular prisms, I'm looking for prisms and I'm finding the surface area. So I'm going to look for surface area, going to use prisms, and I'm looking for the lateral, and I'm looking for the total. So I'm going to be using these two formulas here, and I'm going to write those on my paper. S equals pH, and S equals pH plus 2B. So I am going to be looking for some variables, which is pH and the letter B. So I'm going to write those here. P, which stands for perimeter of the base, the hop, which is height of the prism, and the big B, which is the area of the base. So I am going to highlight my base here. Now, this word, triangular, that is going to tell me what my base is. So my base is these two triangles that I have here. So if I were to actually sit this this shape up the way that it's supposed to be, then that would mean that this is my height. That's my hop. So I'm going to write that here. And now that I shaded my base, I'm going to draw it out. Okay, so I know that this is 10. This is 10 because it's over here on this side. And then this side is also 10 because it's here. Now, I also need this height of the triangle, and that is 8.3. But I'm not going to use that right now. So for the P, I'm only going to be adding these three numbers here. So 10 plus 10 plus 10. But that's 30. We know that. And then now, here's where I'm going to be doing the big B. So remember that the big B stands for the area of the base. Well, this is my base. When I was doing the rectangular prisms, the base was length times width. But that was because it was a rectangle. But now I'm talking about a triangle. So I am going to be using the area of a triangle. And that formula is right here. 1/2 BH. So I'm going to rewrite that. 1/2 BH. Now, these two letters here, this letter B and this letter H, are only going to come from what I drew out. Okay? So you're only going to be looking at the triangle that you drew out here. Now, my B, that is the bottom or the base of my triangle. And the base of my triangle is here. So that is going to be 10. Let me draw an arrow to it. And then the H of the triangle is what's in the middle, okay? Whatever goes up to this point here. So that is going to be this. So let me plug that in. 1/2. For the base, I'm going to be doing 10. And for the height, I'm going to be using 8.3. So now I'm going to plug this into the calculator. So control divide 1/2. And then the B is 10 and 8.3 is the height. And I'm going to press enter. And that gives me my B is equal to, I'm going to write it here, 41.5. Now, again, that is my B, just my B. So now I have my P, which is perimeter of the base, 10 plus 10 plus 10. The hop, which was 14. And then the big B, which was 41.5. Now, like I said, when y'all were doing rectangular prisms, make sure that first, before you start doing all of this, write out the formula. Because if you're using lateral, you don't even need the B. So you don't even have to do this extra stuff, okay? So now I'm just going to plug in. My P was 30 and my hop was 14. So I'm going to plug that in over here. Let me use my parentheses, 30, and then 14, and that gives me 420. Again, because I'm talking about area is always squared, so I'm going to use my units as squared centimeters. Now, so I'm done with this side. Now I got to do this side. And once I have all of my variables labeled out, then it's super easy for me to just go in there and plug in and then use my calculator to help me solve this super quick. So 30, 14 plus 2. If y'all hear any noise out there, that's because they're waxing the floors. And the answer here is going to be 503. Again, area is always squared. So squared centimeters. And that is my answer.